welcome to this special presentation of the 2020 Wink Toshiba Premier League Women's Grand Final between OHA and DiamondBacks from the Tasmanian Hockey Centre in Hobart. This was a live broadcast from Saturday the 17th of October 2020, originally streamed online by the Mercury newspaper. Your commentators are Premier League content producer Scott Edwards and the Mercury senior hockey reporter Adam Clifford, who we join a little over 7 minutes from the start of play.
And it's a slightly similar story to today's match, which is coming up in about 7 or 8 minutes. Diamondbacks have kind of had a similar run towards the grand final. They've come from outside the top two and won an elimination final and a prelim final against the defending premiers and the minor premiers. So they've got a bit of form coming into this match.
Yeah, look, they've been really impressive. The way Coach of the Year, Rowan Bridley, has guided them through the finals. They're able to weather storms and momentum shifts against them and then counter-attack really, really well. And two consecutive 2-1 fightbacks. It's been fantastic to see them make the grand final. They've also got former hockey guru Bianca Langham as an assistant coach on the sideline. So they've got a wealth of experience and they never seem to get flustered, which makes them a really dangerous proposition today.
And they've got quite a fair bit of talent on the pitch. I'm just looking at captain number 9, Nicole Jeeves, who's got nearly 300 games experience at national level. She's going to be a linchpin at the back for them, and of course Emily Donovan up forward, or playing a slightly deeper forward role. She's the 2020 Best and Fairest winner at the recent Southern Hockey League awards night, so a little bit of talent there to hold them over, a lot of experience as well.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. If it's possible, Emily Donovan's actually stepped up come finals, and she's been really strong. Nicole Jeeves is the key experienced one down back that's able to turn defence into attack really quickly with her long passing skills and expertise. But don't forget as well, they've got young Philly Ridley in the central midfield, who's got the ability to go forward, got nice skills, reads the game really, really well, and is able to pass and shoot on both sides of the body with aplomb.
And I'd just say that her last 6 or 8 weeks has been quite exceptional. Like she would have gone close to winning the Association Best and Fairest just on that period of time alone. So she's in hot form coming into a grand final.
Yeah, certainly had a strong back end of the season. Really looks to be enjoying the freedom that she's got playing in central midfield and ability to get forward and hunt turnovers. She's a very damaging player in the front third, we know that already, but she seems to work well with Emily Donovan, her reverse pressure and ability to hunt the ball as well. So looking forward, I think it's absolutely critical that those three that we've just talked about, Nicole Jeeves, Emily Donovan and Philly Ridley, have strong games today for their chances. But let's not underestimate the role that Cammy Vaughan's played in recent weeks in goals. She's been an absolute standout. I think they've probably conceded close to 30 shots on goal in the last two games in this final series, but conceded just 2 goals. So she's been unbelievable and is a real key player for them as well today.
And turning our attention to the OHA team, which is also quite star-studded. Number 1, Sarah McCambridge, is obviously a huge asset running through their midfield and forward line. But of course you've got young stars who've really caught my eye, especially these last couple of months, like Ellie McDonald and Taylor Brooks, who've had really exceptional runs in the last couple of months.
Yeah, absolutely, Scotty. I concur. Ellie and Taylor have had fantastic back ends of the season. You looked at this OHA side at the beginning of the year and you thought, wow, okay, you expected them to get to this stage of the season. It was certainly my tip in my pre-season preview for the Mercury, and they've got strength on all lines. It's actually unbelievable to believe that they actually finished with the wooden spoon in 2017, but with their development of their junior players, Ellie McDonald, the Brooks twins, Julia Gunn, they've all come on leaps and bounds, and they now possess a really strong side all over the park.
Well, we're not too far away from the start at all. The teams are lining up. We're only a couple of minutes away from the start of this match, so one of the things that has probably been one of the things that has happened in the last few grand finals has one team has started off really hot and scored a really early goal. Can we expect one of these teams to start that way, and can you maybe pick who's going to be the player who does jump up and score that early goal if it happens?
Well, if I had to make a prediction, Scotty, and thanks for putting me in that position, I would be backing either Sophie McLeod or Julia Gunn to slot one for OHA. A quick counter-attacking side, if they can get back to their fluent best from the first pushback, that'll be really threatening. Just great to see here some of the junior players of both respective clubs. I think that might be the under-13 Diamondbacks premiership side there, and a couple of their teammates are actually going to be figuring for Diamondbacks in Giselle Fernandez and Sophie Krumick, which is fantastic to see, and it's a real rarity as well to have such young players stepping up to senior level and doing such a good job. But what about you, Scotty? Who's your tip to score the first goal?
Look, I've got a feeling that Emily Donovan just might sneak in. She might get a nice pass from Philly Ridley, and she's got every chance to sneak in and just tuck one away. Her finishing has been superb, and I really like what she's got in the circle. She's very calm, so when she does get a chance, and a lot of her goals have been scored this way, she's taken just that extra split second and been able to beat the keeper. Rather than just having a blind shot, it's been a really thought out, measured shot into whatever's open. So I reckon if she gets the ball early in the circle, they might be on. But the weather as it is, does this actually affect how the teams start? Does it make any difference on grand final day, or as a player do you just not notice at all?
Yeah, I think it's actually going to improve people's skills by having a bit of water on the surface. It's not great for the spectators, but from a playing point of view, there's nothing worse than being absolutely overheated in the sunshine. So a little bit of extra water on the playing surface will make the ball zip around. I think it'll be good for people's basic skills, which should help OHA, I would have thought, because the key for them is to avoid Diamondbacks' really strong spine. They want to go with width, they want to go with depth, they want to counter-attack at pace. And so being able to shift the ball around with good basics will certainly help them to achieve that, I would imagine. But Emily Donovan, she's going to absolutely love these conditions, isn't she? Getting wet, getting dirty, getting stuck in, she won't be fazed. And an incredible backstory as well. Her sister Cara Gill only had a baby less than 3 months ago and just qualified for finals to join her out there today. So what a story it'd be for the Wilson family, with two of their daughters playing on the final stage today.
Yeah, no, she's made that's a very massive comeback, really. Comeback from a child. And she's a really quality, coming off the bench, she's going to provide a lot of quality. Well, we're not far away from the start at all. The teams are out there on the pitch. Umpires look like they're ready to get going.
What do you notice? What do you notice from the lineups, the way teams are shaping up, Scotty? I can see that Georgia Williams is going to go straight up front. She has the ability to both play in defence and high forward, and she's going to go there with Lucy Eade partnering Nicole Jeeves in the back line for Diamondbacks. Probably a little bit unexpected that Sarah McCambridge is going to go to inside left rather than play on the right side, which is a little bit curious. She's normally a right-sided player more so.
No. They've lined up pretty much how they've started the season. I did note Georgia Williams tends to start forward, and then depending on how the game goes, she either drops back to help out the defence or plays up forward. Sarah's probably starting at left inner, but I wouldn't be surprised if she starts roaming around very quickly.
And I'm also noticing that Sophie McLeod, former leading goalscorer for the Australian Hockey League back in 2011, she's gone straight to Philly Ridley. So really experienced head there on the shoulders of Sophie McLeod.
Well, there was Emily Donovan playing in Josie Short down the right-hand side, and just fails to connect with Lucy Cooper out on right wing. There's Diamondbacks making almost a fast start. They're away. Emily Donovan getting on the ball early is probably a good sign for them. OHA now trying to bring it out down that left-hand side, but they're just under a little bit of pressure. There doesn't seem to be too much open space for them just yet. Diamondbacks' press seems to be relatively strong, as you'd expect in the first couple of... Whoa!
Dangerous ball there, intercepted by Georgia Williams.
An interesting early mistake from Sarah McCambridge, which you wouldn't have called early on. Williams made the intercept, and they've got a free hit just on the dotted 5. That's Giselle Fernandez running in support down the left. The entry, well, it was either dangerous or wide, take your pick. It's going to be a 15-metre free hit for OHA. Did we decide on whether we're going to call them 16s or 15s? Are we going feet or metres today?
Not too. I'll probably interchange between the two, Scotty, just about force of habit. But we can just see here OHA looking to play with width. and get the ball going down their right-hand side wherever possible. But here's Emily Donovan just getting dangerous in behind.
That'll be an interesting battle with Belle Krumick, who's a young defender for OHA, but she's had quite a good season since making the move over to the Ships. Yeah, she's kind of slotted in nicely in that young defence.
Yeah, and we covered a nice little article on her and her sister Sophie, who will come off the bench for DiamondBacks. So on opposing sides today. So mum and dad, John and Tanya, saying that they've got no allegiances today. They just want to see both girls get the experience and enjoy the occasion. But she's certainly come on leaps and bounds since moving across from Northwest Grads. Hard to believe she's still just 15, but commanding the free defender role in Central, and she's gone straight to Emily Donovan. So what a challenge she's up for today.
Well, Diamondbacks have just had an extended period of possession up in their forward half, but OHA just breaking now, thanks to Nellie Painter and now Julia Gunn down there at right-hand side. But they haven't been over their half line for the first couple of minutes. Can you read anything into that? A little bit of early dominance on the possession count for Diamondbacks.
Yeah, Diamondbacks are just a little bit more structured off the ball. OHA getting the ball, looking to go through numbers and through traffic at the moment. So they just need to get a little bit more width about them. If you were to take a snapshot here, I'm not sure if the camera can pan, but show you that most of OHA are on the one half of the ground. They just need to open up the space a little bit. But Diamondbacks really squeezing down their left-hand side. Oh, another turnover there.
It's Lucy Cooper now. And Emily Donovan has it. She's over the 5. She's inside the dotted. She's got a chance on a reverse. She tries to spin around. Oh, and OHA are very lucky to not see that one disappear into the top of the net. And there is that chance. You called it, I think, Emily Donovan breaking into the circle early. Just wasn't able to fire away that shot. But they've looked dangerous in these first couple of minutes, and that's probably their best chance. Here's Maddie Clark now, similar position. It's a good tackle from Taylor Brooks. She's held her up, but Lucy Cooper's taken it very quickly. Fired away a shot and a great save by Evie Dalton in the OHA net.
Some nervous times here for OHA, Scotty.
That's some early pressure. The underdogs, Diamondbacks, are, well, they're taking it right too. The heavy favourites, really.
And enjoying a strong period of territory dominance. You can already see the skills of Philly Bridley on display. But that one just goes over the baseline.
So a bit of relief there for OHA not to concede, and also just some of the pressure eased by that one going over the baseline. They're going to have to change something, you would think, because at the moment they're turning possession over quite easily in their defensive half, and Diamondbacks seem up and about, and their skills have been sharp.
Yeah, and as we spoke pre-game, Sarah McCambridge over onto the right-hand side. I wonder how long it'll be before Soph McLeod goes up front to put a little bit of pressure on Diamondbacks' outletting, and Maddie Brooks will slot into the midfield, I suspect. But still camped down their right-hand side, OHA.
Here's Williams. Tried to play the ball through down the left-hand, or to the left wing, to the left pocket, but I think that's Lucy Cooper, who's switched over into that centre forward role almost. She wasn't quite in a position to receive that one. Now OHA trying to switch it to the left-hand side.
Great pressure by Donovan, almost gets the intercept, but Ellie McDonald put just enough heat on the pass.
That's Taylor Brooks. Nellie Painter has a little bit of space to work in if she can get the ball. There's a free hit to OHA. This is probably the first time they've had a significant bit of possession and field position in the early parts of this game. What can they make of it?
Yeah, chance to consolidate here if they can string a few passes together. Sophie McLeod can't quite find Madison Brooks there, but she takes it early, drives to the baseline. Good bit of skill, but only runs into a wall of Diamondbacks players. Philly Bridley clears.
Ellie McDonald in the left-hand pocket. Uses Taylor Brooks. Does well to get round Bridley. Fires in the cross. Finds her sister. Madison Brooks on the reverse. Oh, and I think she's just put that wide. But yeah. Cammy Vaughan was in a great position to save that. But, well, there you go. There's early chances for both teams. Wide positions, so they're obviously attacking a little bit wider and being forced into those more angled positions for that shot. But dangerous player to allow to have a shot on her reverse from that position, Maddie Brooks.
Yeah, they wouldn't want to give her too many opportunities from there today. Got some beautiful skills. For such a little dynamo, she's got a really strong goal shot. Here's Nellie Painter presenting to the baseline.
It's a great tackle from Sky Lawler.
Well defended by Sky Lawler. She's been laying some big tackles and important tackles through this final series, and that will be good for her confidence.
She's had a really impressive 2020, to be honest. She's transformed herself into a key part of that defensive setup in the Diamondbacks.
And here we go, Donovan has turned defence into attack. Lucy Cooper driving baseline, rides the first tackle and penalty corner. She's put that onto the foot, the umpire's saying, of Sarah McCambridge, and Diamondbacks are going to get another look at it, Scotty.
I was going to say that tackle from Ella Beresford probably might have given the umpire pause as well to give a penalty corner, but I think it's a penalty corner either way. Well, here's a great opportunity. Now, the only thing I'll say about the Diamondbacks penalty corner battery is it hasn't been a high efficiency battery this season. I think they've had quite a few games where they've had over 10 penalty corners and not got a whole lot of reward from it. But here's something interesting that they tried this last week too. They've gone from the opposite side. This is not something you see very often, but they're just trying to break things up for the penalty corner. So injection from the right. Ridley on a reverse. Diving to make that tackle was Sarah McCambridge, so well defended from OHA.
Gutsy defensive work there from Sarah McCambridge. Interesting that they've gone with that penalty corner variation, but I guess Georgia Williams off the field would normally be their number one striker of the ball. Here's Lawler. Passes to Jeeves. Ridley nowhere to go.
That's Taylor Brooks with that tackle. Fantastic work.
Ridley favours that reverse stick, but
straight in. So you've got to carry the ball 5 for anyone who's not entirely familiar with the modern rules of hockey. Once you're inside the 23-metre divide, the attacker has to carry the ball at least 5 metres or make a pass to another player before they can enter the circle.
I really like Diamondbacks' structure here with Isabel Krumick on the ball. There's not a lot of simple options for her. She knows she can go back out and around, but Emily Donovan will be hunting. So good experience here. She's walked the ball up, but unable to find the pass is Taylor Brooks, unable to combine with Ella Beresford.
Well, that Diamondbacks press seems to be working a treat early on. It'll be interesting to see whether they can maintain that kind of pressure as McCambridge and Ridley clash in the midfield, and now Taylor Brooks and McCambridge team up. That's a wonderful pass. That's Painter. She's good in this position. Has the shot, and just on the back post is Hannah Richards diving and could not get a touch on it. Well, you'd back Nellie Painter from that position. She's an exciting player inside the circle, but Hannah Richards just not quite getting a touch to it.
Yeah, and underlines the importance of Sarah McCambridge, her ability to break line, setting up that attack. But geez, you know, just seconds before they're on the half line, on the sideline, seemingly harmless, and OHA are able to turn it into a fantastic opportunity. Hannah Richards just unable to get a stick down at the far post and knock that one home.
Just centimetres wide, and the game, you feel, just well, it started off at a pretty good notch, but now it's just ticking up. We've seen both sides have really good opportunities inside the circle. Really, either one of them could be 1-0 up at this stage.
Nellie Painter close to earning a penalty corner there.
So we're about 10 minutes into this first quarter. They're 15-minute quarters, so we've got about 5 minutes to go until quarter time. And this game so far living up to expectations. We kind of expected it to be a bit of a tight affair, a tight tussle, but with plenty of opportunities at either end. And, McCambridge and McDonald have just slightly misread each other there, and Diamondbacks have the ball, so a bit of pressure relieved there for Diamondbacks too. Fernandez. Josie Short doesn't quite make the trap, and McLeod's there to clean up, uses McCambridge. She's just stuck for options, so she has to go back to Flanagan, and Flanagan, she's got Williams coming up right behind her under enormous pressure. She does well and finds Painter out on the right.
that'll please Coach Rowan Gridley, seeing two of his attacking forwards getting together, hunting in packs, almost turning over possession in their front half. But here we have one of the Brooks twins, it's Madison. Some good stick work, but equally Lucy Eads up to the challenge for Diamondbacks. Good crowd in today, Scotty?
Yeah, just slightly under 1,000, mate. Now, unfortunately, the weather does scare people away, but we do have a good appreciative crowd in for the Women's Premier League match. Everyone huddled under cover, out of the rain.
A lot of OHA scarves and a lot of maroon here today, which is great to see.
Well, for the Diamondbacks, this is their first grand final since 2016. So I know there's a lot of teams that would love to.
Oh, here's a chance from Gunn. Hannah Richards on her reverse stick, just can't quite screw that one back on target. Another healthy chance again with Jean Flanagan, the instigator, taking a free hit really, really quickly and catching Diamondbacks napping a little bit, Scotty.
No, I was just saying a lot of teams would be happy to turn up for a grand final every 5 years, but for a team like Diamondbacks that has had such a impressive grand final record in the past 30 years, they'd want to be making and winning more. Their last win was 2004, so it's quite a long time since they've won one. Gunn. Jeeves does well. I thought she got that cleanly, but it's a free hit to OHA just outside the circle. Madison Brooks over it, uses Tory Fish. That one's just rebounded. Krumik's got a little bit of space to work in, but she's under immediate pressure from, I think that's Cara Gill, who's come on. And just attempting to run it around that right-hand baseline. And they're held up again, so OHA will have a chance to reload here from the 23. Cambridge involved. She's got Williams and Ridley around her, and she beats them both. Looking for the entry.
A chance for Diamondbacks here, Scotty, to relieve a little bit of pressure. This is, of course, OHA's third consecutive trip to the grand final without luck so far. So you'd think the longer that it remains 0-0, the pressure might start to build a little bit.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what effect the scoreline or the scoreboard actually has on both of these teams, because Diamondbacks would love to be 0-0 come three-quarter time, but I don't think OHA are going to be too pleased if they're not leading. Ooh. Some interesting ball into the circle. Underneath it was McLeod, I believe. Running it out is Flanagan down the right-hand side.
Started to get busy in the last 5 minutes, Flanagan. She's been at both ends of the ground, getting on the ball, getting busy. It's going to be absolutely critical that their skipper is leading from the front.
There is the quarter-time siren. So an interesting first quarter. Plenty of chances at either end for both sides. Some really good chances too. Probably unlucky for either side not to have a goal on the board at this stage, but it's all level. It's 0-0.
Yeah, it's chances at both ends, as you say. A couple there fell to Hannah Richards on the left post. She looked lively after coming on off the bench. And that's the sort of place where you score a lot of goals in grand finals. So that'll be pleasing for Coach Sam McCambridge and his sister Sarah. Diamondbacks though started the better, and I think OHA have just worked into the contest as the quarter wore on. Sarah McCambridge starting to get a little bit busier since shifting over to the right hand side. If I were the McCambridges, I'd be looking to also move Ellie McDonald over to right half and swap with, I think it was Ella Beresford at right half. Just for her distribution down the line, see if they can connect with the strikers. Nellie Painter would be pleased with her first quarter, Scotty.
Yeah, she's a player who, I've seen her a few times turn it on, especially in big matches. I think the 2018 preliminary final, I believe, against Northwest, where she had a massive game, really turned it on her own stick. So she's the type of player that can really turn up for big games too. But it's interesting that it's really the big names are the ones who stepped up in that first quarter and really dominated a lot of play. Donovan, McCambridge, Ridley and Flanagan towards the end. So I guess it's playing out as expected a little bit, and it'll be interesting to see just what happens in the second quarter.
Well, Our umpires today, of course, is Umpire of the Year Chloe Abel and Vincent Harmon. So fantastic to see two young umpires earning their stripes on grand final day. Really pleasing to see for Hockey Tasmania's officiating stocks as well, Scotty.
Donovan gets us underway for the second quarter. Ridley back in central midfield. Long pass to the right. He's unable to find the stick of a teammate. And OHA will have a free hit. Left half. McDonald's still out on that left half, so they haven't pulled the switch just yet. Donald tries to go directly down the line. That ball's going to fall in favour of Richards. Battle there with Jeeves. Ball still live. Coming through was McCambridge, but it's a free hit to the Diamondbacks. Jeeves takes it quickly. Spotted something she liked, which was Donovan. And it has fallen. Well done by Ellie McDonald though to control that one. Taylor Brooks doesn't find a teammate. Now Abby Walker into the game. Probably for the first time I've called her name. She's had another impressive season since switching from university. She's found herself a spot at right half in the Diamondbacks defence and spot in the grand final. She probably wouldn't have thought that was possible last year with university, who are a growing young side, but they're probably a long shot to make the grand final this year.
Here comes Donovan with some stick work. Beats one and earns the free against Taylor Brooks. A couple of big tackles by Isabel Krumick, which is pleasing to see, Scotty. But Diamondbacks again have started this quarter really well. Philly Bridley fires the shot and straight onto the toe of Ellie McDonald in another penalty corner. This time Diamondbacks get a look at the goals with Georgia Williams on the field. So it'll be interesting to see which option they go for, Scotty.
And Bridley has got quite a powerful hit, and Donald just took a second to recover from that one. Well, here we go. This is their second penalty corner of the day. I wonder if they're just going to go the traditional route for this one. Keep an eye on Jeeves, who's hanging outside the dotted 5. So they have favoured the variation where they've gone directly outside to Jeeves and tried to create something from there. But what I would say is the time is right to just have a direct shot. See what you can make of it.
Good push out by Donovan. Williams lines up. Lauren Smith deflects, but just over the crossbar. OHA live to fight again.
They're getting closer. Walker tries to fire in again. Well, McDonald's won that round, so Flanagan will bring it out down the left-hand side. McDonald looks inboard now. McLeod over the top of it. Lucky to get that, really. Jeeves shakes ahead.
Julia Gunn's been busy off the ball, Scotty, but just needs to work her way into the game. OHA just struggling to connect with their front three. Great turn by Flanagan. She's going to open up the play to Krumick. And to keep coming. Good strong lead from Richards.
Nice double tackle from, that might be Sophie Krumick out there, or Giselle Fernandez. I think we confirmed from the crowd there's a cheer. So Giselle Fernandez is another young player who's actually found herself in the starting lineup pretty much for this side. Ridley does well. It's inside the dotted 5, puts the pass in the way is Fish. Couldn't make a clearance though. Ridley continues. She's got McCambridge on a hammer. Turns her into the circle. Can she fire away something on a reverse? No, McCambridge wins out. McLeod looks to relieve straight away. Painter, she can break away here. She's got a bit of speed and space to work in. Puts it down to the corner. Here's Richards. Julia Gunn is ghosting in on the back post. So Painter, she can find her on the spot. Gunn gets a touch. Out comes Cammy Vaughan, makes the save. Taylor Brooks was there in support. And a good tackle there. I think that was Cooper. Jeeves clears it. So we're getting excitement at either end, mate.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see end-to-end hockey. Cammy Vaughan just showing her class there with a nice composed save, and Diamondbacks are able to clear and relieve pressure through Nicole Jeeves' long pass. Interesting though, she'll keep searching for Donovan, and so OHA need to be really patient back there and diligent to make sure Donovan doesn't get any easy receives coming back to the ball from Nicole Jeeves' outletting.
It's interesting that you mentioned Cammy Vaughan, in that we've got a little mini game going on between these two sides and the goalkeepers, and that we've got youngster Cammy Vaughan at one end and youngster Evie Dalton in the net for OHA at the other end. Two very hot prospects for national representation. You would think in the coming years they'll probably be competing with each other for spots in national squads if they continue developing the way they've been developing.
Yeah, I know there's a national junior camp coming up next month, Scotty, and I'm not sure if Evie Dalton will be at that. As Sarah McCambridge steals possession there off Lucy Eade, and she goes driving. There's Julia Gunn. She's in on the game and shoots just wide of the near post. That was a clutch chance there for OHA. Again, fantastic build-up work from Sarah McCambridge. Just shows how dynamic she is. But Gunn just couldn't screw that back on target, unfortunately.
Well, you were wondering what would happen if Julia Gunn had those chances in the circle, and it turns out, same result. She's put it just wide. She was in a great position, and fantastic bit of play by Sarah McCambridge, who has been quite impressive for this first 20 minutes.
Nice little battle between the two dynamos there. Giselle Fernandez wins out, and Jeeves will step up.
So Victoria Fish has it on the right, half line, right hand side for OHA. Tries to look inboard to McLeod. The ball falls to Painter, who's been lively too. She makes a circle entry, finds Gunn. Gunn does well to keep it in. She's in the circle. That's a fantastic square up from McLeod. Heavy tackle. Umpire Harmon says free hit to DiamondBacks.
Yeah, Sophie McLeod wondering what went on there, but DiamondBacks have got the ball and Nicole Jeeves will again clear. It's taken a deflection, so DiamondBacks get a chance now to consolidate in their front half of the ground. I think that is that young Sophie Krimick on the ground now. Scotty, here she comes.
There it is.
Almost into the game.
So surprisingly, for the amount of chances that we've had, we're actually seeing both defences hold up pretty well. Some of the tackling has been very clean. Some of the circle work from a defensive point of view has been pretty good as well.
So whatever the commentator's curse is, Julie Gunn's got the opposite, Scotty. She's been very lively since we mentioned her name. And that's a cracking ball from Nicole Jeeves to Lauren Smith. Almost finds Cara Gill sniffing around in behind. You can just feel the sense of expectation and anticipation from the crowd, Scotty. The volume's just gone up a notch in this match.
So that's Krimick for OHA. OHA's Krimick cracks it out of left back. That's a bit of a callback to the days of old. The old clearing fullback. And Diamondbacks have the ball on their right hand side in their defence.
Oh, handy touch there from Hannah Richards, finds Josie Short's foot, and Sarah McCambridge has got the ball, and Diamondbacks haven't yet set up, so she's got time to carry. Beats one and forces the free.
Good work from Smith to track back and give away the free hit. A little bit of a professional free hit, just stop the run of the key player in McCambridge. She had runners all over the place on that counter attack and couldn't quite find them, ran out of time.
Krimick goes all the way back to Jean Flanagan here to transfer possession. Not a lot on in midfield, so she goes right to Fish. Fish connects to Brooks with a delightful turn and receive. Free hit, elects to go quick, runs into a wall and earns another free hit. What an ingenious bit of play there by Madison Brooks. Takes the free hit quickly, turns onto a reverse, flat, hard, in, finds the Diamondbacks foot, and we've got a penalty corner, their first of the match, Scotty.
Yeah, first penalty corner for OHA. It'll be interesting to see what they do from this, because they've also had not a great record with their penalty corners. So really, I'd almost be willing to call it now, is the team who actually gets on top of their attacking penalty corner could well carry the day. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what OHA do here. I've got a feeling they might go direct, but it looks like Belle Kroonlik's actually lining up to have a hit, which I don't think I've seen her do all year, to be honest.
Go to Brooks. On the back stick again. Oh, deflected by Bridley and wide of the goal. Courageous running there from Bridley. Gutsy as well to turn onto your reverse stick for the first strike on a penalty corner, Scotty.
Well, she's not short on confidence as Madison Brooks. Not short on talent either.
Cooper will get a second crack at that, but only goes as far as McLeod. And they're going to have to weather a little bit longer here, OHA.
That's Bridley once again getting in the way in that defence. She's done a power of defensive work for Diamondbacks, especially over this run towards the grand final. It's been really impressive that she is known as an attacking midfield player. But it's her defensive work that is really leading the team.
Yeah, I think Rowan Bridley could have been excused for playing Emily Donovan in midfield and Philly up front at the start of this year, but he's gone the other way and he's paid Philly's paid him back in spades with some of her defensive efforts, that's for sure. Long driving ball down the left-hand sideline by Jeeves.
Well, we are starting to reach that point where half-time is closing in. There's only a few minutes to go until half-time. Teams are just maybe a little bit tired. The rain, or the wet, probably just makes it a little bit heavier on the legs to run out the full 15. So we've seen just the last couple of minutes, both sides are willing to just release a little bit of the pressure, go long a little bit, and they're not too concerned with taking it too quickly as we are leading into the half-time break. There's a chance here though, what that means, and what it invariably brings, is a chance for one team to actually catch the other by surprise and grab a goal.
Nice searching ball there from Brooks through the middle of the ground, but you can't link up with Nellie Painter. If you're coach Rowan Bridley from Diamondbacks, Scotty, you're pretty happy right about now?
I'm ecstatic. As I said, I think they'd be happy to go. Oh, just cut myself off here because Georgia Williams has got a chance to square up Emily Donovan ghosting in towards the spot. OHA defence just holding them up. That was a wonderful chance there. Williams continues on, finds a way into the circle.
And Cooper's earned a penalty corner there off the foot of Fish, and Diamondbacks got another look at Evie Dalton's goal.
That's number 3. Yeah, I wouldn't change anything if I was Coach Rowan Bridley at the moment. I'd be very happy with how things are going, and of course there's every chance that they could sneak one in here on the penalty corner and go in 1-0 up, which would be a huge bonus for them, because I think they're in for the scrap, and they're going to be happy if it's the fight all the way through. They're going to back themselves in, they're going to out-scrap OHA if it comes right down to it, whereas I think OHA are going to get frustrated the more this goes on.
Traditional setup here, but Donovan crucially has moved herself to the right-hand side. Cuts over to the left for the reverse stick deflection. There it is, and saved on the line there by Flanagan, I think it was, with the mask on. A brilliant save and a wonderfully worked penalty corner, Scotty.
Well, there you go. You called it. Donovan was right into the play. She crisscrossed. Was there for the deflection. I'm surprised that didn't cross the line. To be honest, it was dribbling that way. Some desperate defence by OHA on the line. And of course, that's what you like to see in grand finals. That desperation brings out some huge moments.
Oh, that was desperate by Flanagan, getting in behind Evie Dalton, just scrambling bodies there to keep the ball from going over the line.
Now Jeeves switching out to the right. They must have done a fair bit of work on their penalty corners midweek. Williams
the drag push, Flanagan with the save, Donovan with the follow-up work, but she can't get that back on target. Jeez, we are so close to an opener, Scotty.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if either side scores it. You know, it's not I think the way the game is shaping, I think either side deserves a goal.
Great move there by Taylor Brooks, but she can't connect with her sister. Krumik will clear up at the back though. Oh, almost stolen possession by Donovan. In fact, she has stolen possession. Can she get round onto a four-stick? Nice recovering tackle there from Flanagan. That was absolutely crucial, wasn't it, by Jean Flanagan there late in the second quarter.
Tell you what, she's having a cracker as the captain. Yeah, she's going to lead them. She's been extraordinary. Well, we'll take a short couple of minutes break for half time. Don't go anywhere.
We're back and all set for the second half. Sarah McCambridge gets us underway. Back to Madison Brooks with a searching ball for her twin sister Taylor. Doesn't quite connect.
So it's 0-0 in the Women's 2020 Wing Toshiba Premier League Grand Final. And you're watching the live stream thanks courtesy to the Mercury newspaper. I think the live streams have been reasonably popular the last couple of weeks. Hey?
Yeah, just talking to Southern Competitions Committee Chair Tim Stevens before this game, he said he's got overwhelmingly positive feedback across the hockey community and from new people to the sport, which is absolutely fantastic to see.
And of course it's fantastic to be able to have a live stream with COVID-19 restrictions still in place in Tasmania around sporting grounds.
And given this is the third consecutive Hockey Tasmania Premier League Grand Final day that is wet, Scotty.
Yeah. Probably good to be able to just stay indoors. And shout out to everyone who's sitting currently indoors on their couch and enjoying a fantastic Grand Final from the comfort of their own home. So it is 0-0 after the first half. Hard to say which team really has the upper edge. I'd say DiamondBacks maybe just edged it in terms of the chances they had, but of course OHA had several very, very close chances. Anna Richards on the back post and Julia Gunn right on the spot, especially in that second quarter. So really it has been an even game, even if it has ebbed and flowed and the momentum has shifted between one side and the other. It's really hard to say definitively who's in front at the moment, but like I said, I think DiamondBacks would actually prefer this situation more than OHA, and I think the longer the game goes on this way, the more frustrated OHA are going to get. And as I say, that McCambridge has Taylor Brooks with a lot of space down the right hand side. Great interception there from Maddie Clark. Has Lucy Cooper in support on the left, so a little bit of north and northwest connection there, teaming up. Sliding in is Hannah Richards to effect that tackle. Clark Diamondbacks will have it on the half line on the left hand side with Giselle Fernandez.
Looks up, crunching ball down the line, but McLeod steals possession.
Counter attacking nicely too. She can slip it down the right hand side, which she does. Coming across is Lucy Eade, making the intercept.
Diamondbacks only just choosing to defend with 9 field players, leaving Georgia Williams high. But here is Madison Brooks, and she finds Gunn, or was it Richards?
No, that was Gunn, and she's put it straight over the top of the crossbar. So yet another chance. Great position, she's making great position, but unfortunately that shot straight over the top again.
You get the feeling OHA can't let those chances go begging for much longer, Scotty. And here's Diamondbacks attacking down their right-hand side.
I would say it's only a matter of time before someone puts one of these chances away. Has to be. And for OHA's sake, they're going to want it to be them. Because I think if they go 1-0 down, there's going to be, I think they're going to feel that pressure more than Diamondbacks are going to. And of course, Diamondbacks trying to be cheeky at the moment. They've got Georgia Williams up high, but it's OHA in attack. Cutting that out is Jeeves. She's done that a few times now. She's cut out that pass in the circle. Ridley stuck at right half, trying to bring it out. Uses a reverse.
Kept in by Flanagan. She'll roll back to McDonald. Donovan looking dangerous there, but OHA holding possession quite nicely, but can they break through this determined Diamondbacks lineup? Here comes McCambridge, beats 2. He's met by Fernandez, but OHA can regather here. Enjoying a period of advantage now, Scotty.
Yeah, just the momentum at the moment is with them. Can they take advantage of it?
Oh. Painter winds up on her reverse stick and hurried away by Abby Walker, I think it was there for Diamondbacks. But again, OHA maintain possession in their front half, knocking the ball around nicely. And here's Brooks on the overlap. Dangerous now. McCambridge drives to the baseline, wheels it back looking for a penalty corner.
Didn't quite find the foot. But OHA are looking quite dangerous. There's a slightly different feel about the way they're playing and the chances they're creating just this moment compared to the first half. Gunn
Slips it to Brooks on her back stick, can't give her space there.
Oh,
Bang,
there
goal!
Madison Brooks. Well, it was only a matter of time, as we said, and it was Madison Brooks who steps up and slots it away. But Nellie Painter, fantastic bit of approach play, and we saw McCambridge involved as well. And we were just talking about a slightly different feel to the way they were attacking. I don't know what they've changed, but there was just a slight lift in intensity and the quality of their attack. It's paid off. It's 1-0 to OHA.
Yeah, brilliant first touch pass to Julia Gunn, receives it back in behind Madison Brooks, rolls on to find some space on a reverse stick, and she was never going to miss the target from there, Scotty. 1-0 OHA, and here they come again through Jean Flanagan driving the ball forward. It's met by Jeeves, and now Donovan gets the chance to turn defence into attack. She's got Williams on her right, Lucy Cooper cutting through the middle. She goes the latter option, and Krumick has her presence felt.
Just cuts her line very cleverly, doesn't give away the free hit.
So next couple of minutes is very important, you feel, Scotty, that OHA consolidate this 1-0 advantage and don't allow Diamondbacks to counter-attack through the centre of the ground. Here's Fernandez now, met by Painter, rolls strong and passes wide. But possession will go back to OHA. I think it's McDonald. Chance to just slow it down.
No, well, any goal changes the game, but you feel in this specific case, the next 5 minutes are going to be absolutely crucial for Diamondbacks. They need to find a way not just to shut down OHA's attack, because they are continuing to attack. They also need to find a way maybe to snag one back in the next 5 minutes, just to negate this, because OHA are going to get a lot of momentum from scoring that goal. This is going to lift them, as it typically has done throughout the year. When they've got that first goal, they tend to lift. And so now the pressure is all on Diamondbacks to see what they can do to try and turn this result around.
And you can see, just as we spoke about, OHA avoiding the centre of the ground, Diamondbacks' strong spine, and they've just worked the ball down their right, finds Hannah Richards, but she's met by two defenders. But OHA starting to play with a little bit more width, a little bit more composure, and they're getting some greater rewards. It'll be McLeod to start us off again. The Cambridge fires it in, met by Lawler, but there is Madison Brooks, and she's worked that on to Philly Ridley's foot by the looks of that, and OHA will get a look at another penalty corner and a chance to push this game to 2-0.
It's interesting, I'd probably say Madison Brooks had a really quiet first quarter. Probably took her a while to actually work her way into the game and get a few touches, but after that that second quarter, when she really started to assert herself and created a few chances, she's slowly stepped up a game. Almost every touch is better than the last one at the moment, and she's really threatening to tear this game apart. OHA look like they're set up pretty quickly too to take this penalty corner.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a McLeod flick. Doesn't quite fall for them. Falls to Brooks, works it back, and nice and calmly just rolls it onto a foot, and another penalty corner. They spend hours and hours throughout the season rehearsing these, and if they go a little bit awry, sometimes pays just to win another one again.
No, it was a smart option, wasn't it? You don't. Sometimes you see teams trick themselves into trying to make something out of nothing and throw it away, whereas the smart players just try and earn another penalty corner.
Brooks is now in a double battery with McLeod. McLeod drifts wider. Brooks sends it that way. Drag flick, well run down by Philly Ridley. Gutsy stuff, but she'll need to get rid of that mask pretty quick, Smart, as they've turned over possession.
So yet again, some fantastic defensive work from Ridley. Keen to see her maybe do more in attack than defence, but at the moment she's playing a crucial role in just preventing OHA from running away with the game at the moment.
So Ede gets us back underway. Been impressed with her season, coming back from a knee reconstruction, an ACL injury.
And she switched clubs too, I believe. She moved from Derwent to DiamondBacks for this season. No, she's been an important part of their. Since she's come back, she's been an important part of that team, and just freed up a few of their other players, especially like Maddie Clark has been able to play a little bit more of an attacking role when she's in the side.
You can see Diamondbacks coaching pair Rowan Ridley and Bianca Langham-Pritchard just talking, deep in consultation at the moment. It's got to be front and centre of their mind to get Donovan in the game. But here's Brooks on the overlap. Great defensive tackle from Lucy Cooper. Tracked back nicely, really composed. A lot of young players want to swing their stick in those situations, but she just slid it in there, and a long corner for OHA Sarah McCambridge to get us going again.
A lot of old players want to swing their stick in those situations too.
You saw me move from striker to halfback this year, Scotty.
So Cooper does well just to survive that down the left-hand side. Now Ede will look to get us started from left back. A little bit of auto play, goes directly down the line. It's off the stick of Krumik. And so Diamondbacks make about 15 metres in territory. Here is Donovan playing on quickly. Ridley with a little bit of space, but that's a wonderful turn from Ridley. She was closed down by McLeod quite strongly, and OHA have a counter-attack through Sarah McCambridge. Uses Painter, who's been really good this match. She's inside the circle, trying to turn around on her forestick. Hasn't drawn a foul yet. Now Brooks in support. What can she create from this position? That's a fantastic cross. Well done by Cammy Vaughan and goals just to defend that. And they've survived. Pretty dangerous chance there for OHA.
Really courageous stuff by Giselle Fernandez there. 13-year-old in their first senior grand final. Had every right to back away there, but she was in there and got the rebound. So great defensive work from her and great signs for the future, Scotty. Krumik really shadowing Emily Donovan wherever she goes. The Diamondbacks just need to come up with a plan B to get the ball going forward for them.
It's been successful so far. There was probably that first 5 minutes where Donovan threatened, but Krumik's probably had the wood on her in the second quarter and third quarter now. She's kept her quiet.
Yep, she's formed a nice partnership with Jean Flanagan, who looks to drive forward there to Wilson Haffenden. And we're just closing in the last couple of minutes of the third quarter, Scotty. Absolutely crucial if you're OHA now that you're not giving up an opportunity for Diamondbacks. They've sent Lauren Smith, the ex-New South Wales forward, high. She's one out with Taylor Brooks. And Jeeves is scanning her forward line to see what options are available, but she has to go short to Clark. Shuffle it wide to Giselle Fernandez. In fact, they've turned over possession.
So McLeod just outside the 23. Auto plays. Has Flanagan up high. She's into the circle. That's off the foot of Fernandez. And a penalty corner for OHA at a horrible time for Diamondbacks, you'd have to say, to be able to be giving a penalty corner up at this stage of the quarter. And Flanagan, well, don't often see her push so far forward, but when you do, she creates something because she's such a creative and talented player. And there you go, penalty corner, OHA, and a chance to really, well, as you say, consolidate their lead. They're every chance now.
You're going to set up with McLeod top of the battery. Sarah McCambridge looks like she wants to get active around the right-hand post. They've got the option of going back to gun on the left post. Not trapped. Umpire misses it. Shot. Oh no, picked up by the umpire on the half line. Good umpiring, Vincent Harmon there. And
good umpiring as a team. I think that's a crucial part of umpiring. Is being able to work as a pair, and you've got two fantastic young umpires who have done it perfectly there. One missed it, the other one was able to pick it up in support.
Great intercept by Jeeves.
Fantastic intercept yet again. Donovan out on the left. Fortunately there's no one out there for it. And the three-quarter time siren sounds, and we're now heading into the final 15 with OHA in a pretty strong position, 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0, and I think deserved 1-0 because since quarter time they really have lifted their effort. The first 5 to 7 minutes of that quarter was all OHA. A couple of late little scares, but they'd have to be the happier of the two sides heading into the final huddle. If you're Diamondbacks, Scotty, what do you have to do differently?
Well, I think they're going to have to change something quite significantly in the way they line up. They tried to sneak, I think, Williams there forward and Smith late, having someone high. I don't think that's going to work for them unless they're really lucky, and I don't think they can really play on luck for this final quarter. It's a grand final and they're going to have to find something within the players that they've got. So I think that means that the likes of Donovan is going to maybe have to push back deeper, which he started to do towards the end of that quarter. And it's going to mean that Philly Ridley is probably going to have to push up a bit further up the pitch. I know she's done a great amount of work in defence, but it's kind of wasted now. It's 1-0, they're down anyway, so they're not going to lose anything by pushing her further up the pitch. And so I think if you find Ridley and Donovan working a bit more together in the midfield in more attacking positions, I think that's probably going to be the way forward for them.
Yeah, it looked like Nicole Jeeves went a little bit shorter with her passing in that quarter, and just wasn't able to relieve enough pressure for Diamondbacks. An absolutely fantastic passage of play from Madison Brooks has put the OHA 1-0 in front, but McLeod got busy, McCambridge, all the big names, Flanagan late. So signs are there for OHA if they're good enough to take their next chance to put this one to bed. Diamondbacks just got to rethink how they're trying to get the ball forward to get some attacking outcomes to get themselves back in the contest. Of course, a reminder for those that haven't been following much of the Premier League hockey series that if it is a draw, we go straight to a penalty shootout of one-on-ones where the attacker has 8 seconds to find the back of the net. So there won't be any extra time, no drop-offs like they do in the north of the state and other jurisdictions around Australia. Straight to a shootout of one-on-ones. We're back underway and it's Gunn who picks the ball up, threads it through to Nellie Painter, driving the left-hand baseline, gets around on her forestick but is met by Jeeves, and Clark can send that one over the sideline. But a great positive start to the quarter again from the OHA side.
Of course, the thing not to forget is it is still just 1-0, so Diamondbacks can find a goal, that changes the complexion of the game completely. Brooks trapped down in the corner, does well to get around 1, then 2. Eventually she's tackled, but she wins the free hit again. Plays on, well, look to play on quickly. Umpire just says, sorry, you got to take that from exactly where it was. Brooks twins combining down the right hand side. Free hit just inside the dotted 5, and it'll be Madison Brooks over the top. She'll use her sister.
Drives it in, it's
spot.
Gunn.
Great shot from Julia Gunn and a fantastic save by Cammy Vaughan, who read that perfectly.
Can't buy a goal at the moment, Gunn, but gee, she's been dangerous in that around that spot area.
Any other day, she probably would have walked away with a hat trick by now. Some fantastic keeping from Cammy Vaughan too, because that could have well been 2-0.
Dangerous ball there. Diamondbacks, here they go. Williams has got it. Great recovery work by Jean Flanagan. And Williams has earned it back. Can she keep it in? She fires a shot. And that's well kept by Evie Dalton to stay alert there at the near post.
Well, just when you thought it was over, it just kept going. Williams broke through. Great counter-attack. Had Lucy Cooper out on her left if she could have found her, but Flanagan, some great defensive work to track her back and shut her down.
Painter slips it to McCambridge. She can't trap, so Jeeves starting to look a little bit longer, like we spoke about, the 3/4 time break, but unable to find Sophie Krumick, who's come back on. Shows you how dangerous Georgia Williams can be.
No, she's a wonderfully talented player, and the ability to play comfortably as a defender or an attacker is a pretty useful skill at this level. To be able to slot someone in at either end, depending on the needs of your team. At the moment, they need an attack, but just not sure whether they've got quite the players out on the field at the moment that are going to be able to find this breakthrough, or they're not quite in the positions where they need to be. And it's just going to be a real challenge for them to be able to connect, as it seems to be, with any real, any real quality up forward. That seems to be just the one thing that they're lacking at the moment, is someone inside the 23 with a little bit of space and time to actually affect something, and they're not under immense pressure.
Now Brigley, interestingly enough, started off that quarter, but she's back on now and has gone straight to Madison Brooks. So she's got some fresh legs. Here's Donovan starting to get busier.
And this is what I was saying at 3/4 time. We see Brigley sneaking forward, and I think that's where she needs to be for the remainder of this game.
Strong whistle from umpire Chloe Abel there. Starting to get a little bit more heated in the tackle. Over 10 minutes remaining in this game.
Clark with the entry.
Donovan had worked herself into a dangerous space there, unable to find herself on the end of that ball.
Attacking down the right. Umpire lets the play go on. Clark is in there with a battle with McCambridge. The ball's fallen to Brigley. Rejected at this point, and Gunn on a quick counter-attack. Jeeves just sticks the boot in cleverly. That's years of experience there. But Madison Brooks has put a defence-splitting pass. Painter has continued with a run, puts it to the spot. Vaughan makes the save. Gunn in support. Penalty corner OHA. Well, that's how swiftly you can switch from defence to attack.
Wasn't that a brilliant pass from Madison Brooks to find Painter, and almost able to connect with Richards on the far post.
Brilliant. She's had a, extraordinary game really. In terms of grand final, she's stepped up every single quarter. Well, the umpires have conferred. They've decided that it's not a penalty corner, it's a free hit to Diamondbacks. So, a little bit of luck falling the way of Diamondbacks there. Jeeves goes long, intercepting is McLeod. So Jeeves again from the 15.
Looks up.
Again looks long. That one's deflected off Clark. And I'm not sure whether it touched Taylor Brooks on the way through. It hasn't. So it'll be an OHA free hit, but they'll be deep in their left-hand defensive pocket. And we'll see just how this Diamondbacks press has stood up after 3 and a bit quarters.
Krumik, hard ball down the line. Ridley in front, but unable to intercept. And they've relieved a bit of pressure here, OHA. Continuing to play the ball wide and make a little bit more yardage.
Yeah, it's interesting when they're trying to structure an attack, they're very methodical down the wings, down through the halves. As soon as they look for a counter attack, it's straight down the middle. So they've really again, that's a fantastic ball into the circle. Richards there harassing Fernandez, but Fernandez does brilliantly to win that out. Williams is deep, puts it on the foot of McDonald, wins the free hit, plays on straight away, has Clark in support. Now Donovan a chance. She's got runners on the outside, she uses them. That's Josie Short, she's running into the circle. Can she get a shot away? Coming back is Isabel Krumink, makes the tackle but gives away a penalty corner.
How quickly this game can turn. We'll talk about momentum shifts, Scotty. Really quick turnover of possession there. Looked like a really OHA threatened with the ball through, intercepted by Fernandez, and Diamondbacks turn it into a very quick counter attack. And Josie Short chose the right option, carried it strong outside her right foot, and was able to find a penalty corner.
And the thing I like is it's a young player who found the shot wasn't on, but was able to create a secondary chance in a penalty corner, winning the free hit off the foot of Isabel Krumink. So here's a fantastic opportunity for Diamondbacks to get back in the game with just under 8 minutes to go.
We again find Nicole G's hovering outside the 5, but Georgia Williams is on the battery. Donovan will go into on the right hand side. Well run by McCambridge, but they'll get another look at it, Diamondbacks.
Maybe just overthinking it slightly, and maybe just not clean enough at the top of that battery, which is, you only get a split second really to do something from there, especially when you've got someone like McCambridge running one. But they need a clean trap, and a simple shot I think is the way to go at this stage.
So it'll be Short to inject. Out to Bridley, they go left, it's on target, and Donovan sneaks that wide.
I think that was Flanagan getting the clearance on the post. So they survived again in the penalty corner count. Well, I've lost count, I think that's number 5 or 6 for Diamondbacks. No goals.
Jeeves surveys her options, but unable to find anyone with that search and pass. Yes, it's been a little bit of their Achilles heel all season, Diamondbacks, the penalty corner battery. They certainly are able to force and conjure up many opportunities week to week, but unfortunately from about 6 opportunities today, they're yet to trouble the scorers.
No, Adam, they pick, it's a fantastic avenue to goal, but if you're unable to put them away, then it becomes really a morale sapper. Donovan on the attack, she's on her reverse, she's inside the circle, chance to whip a shot away, decides to go for the penalty corner again. Fantastic umpiring in pairs, communicating with each other, making sure that they saw the foot. Penalty corner again, and this has to go in. I don't think there's any other way you can really look at it. We're at the 5 minute mark just about, and another penalty corner, they just have to score this one.
Yeah, if they can't put this in, time starts to become the enemy, doesn't it? Opportunity number 7. Nicole Jeeves, some experience here, goes straight to the head of the battery and says, give me a crack.
Well, we've seen her do this a few times as well, so I wouldn't put it past Jeeves to just smack this one in the bottom corner.
Stage is set.
Oh.
Drives in, searching for that crisscross deflection option of Donovan, but hits Krumik on the foot, and they'll get penalty corner number 8. Is it time, Scotty, do you think he'll feel for the old-fashioned straight strike and put OHA, force them to make a save?
Well, again, it all comes back to that injection and the trap, and I think that's the thing that's hurt them probably the most in their penalty corners. It hasn't been clean enough, and it's been run down every time, so yeah, maybe. Williams goes one left. Oh, that is fantastic, dedicated work from both players. McCambridge and Bridley clashing hard in the circle. Bridley's still down, McCambridge is up and running. Gunn wins a free hit in midfield. McCambridge is over it. She's got runners on either side. Decides to go straight through the middle, go herself. She's inside the dotted 5. Just too far ahead of Madison Brooks, but she makes the most of it and puts in a cross. And it's a penalty corner, OHA, and again, end to end, we see it switching so quickly. Yeah, but the fantastic running and defence there from Sarah McCambridge, absolutely committed to the tackle, and Bridley wore it a bit heavily there, but it was all fair, and straight up the other end, penalty corner for OHA.
And again, we see the fantastic reverse stick skills of Madison Brooks, able to screw that round from a tight angle on target. Vaughan makes an expert save, but unfortunately finds one of her defenders' feet. And OHA now with a huge chance.
Flanagan on a reverse. Shots high.
Deflected off Bridley.
Get a chance to reload here.
Under 3.5 minutes to go now. Here's McCambridge bursting in. Bridley goes to ground. Vaughan with a nice save. Gunn finally puts it in the back of the net, but penalty corner is blown beforehand.
That's going to sting. Finally get one. Finally hear the backboard sing. And the umpire said, sorry, there was a free hit a little bit earlier and you're going to have to reload for a penalty corner.
This might be the time to go back to the injector for Gunn. Confidence is now up. There it is, called it. Oh, agonisingly wide on the near post, and here comes DiamondBacks on the counter-attack. Cooper down the line, finds Donovan in front of her marker. She's going to have to carry it herself, not many options. Can she win a corner? On the baseline, beautiful jink, left to right drag. Well defended by Isabel Krumick and the OHA defence.
Unbelievable piece of defending right there. Emily Donovan with the tail up. She's won the SHL Best and Fairest. She's coming at you with speed and skill around the baseline. They're able to hold her up. Fantastic. Bridley,
what can she conjure up? Runs into Brooks, wins the free hit. A little bit of razzle-dazzle here, Scotty, I think, from the edge of the circle. She carries it at full measure, but well negotiated by Evie Dalton and goals.
Time is now. Time is now for Donovan, Bridley, even Jeeves. They're going to have to step up and produce something special in order to, to get one back and send this game into a shootout at least and have another chance.
Jeeves unable to thread the needle through the OHA wall there. They've got all 11 players camped in their back 15 metre area. Nice bit of skill there. A minute 20 left on the clock. Here goes Bridley, goes to a favoured side. Can't go through there. Rolls one in. Here's Donovan at the far post. Dalton comes out, but she can't connect. That was a huge chance for DiamondBacks.
And it's not over. That fell perfectly for Donovan. Unbelievable. That one didn't go in. They are pressing hard though, Adam. They are coming hard and they're not going to go down, well, they're not going to go out of this game wondering. They are attacking non-stop.
Can't be, if you're OHA right now, you can't afford to give a penalty corner for not being your measure. Oh, here we go. OHA have stolen possession. 30 seconds to go, just over, Scotty. OHA skipper Jean Flanagan just understands the situation of the game, the context. She's going to look to hit for space and distance. No, she's turned it over. Back into the middle to Clark. No options there.
And Taylor Brooks with the clearance as the seconds tick down.
They're starting to jump up and down on the bench for OHA. They've got one last chance, Diamondbacks, to drive it in. There goes Jeeves. Into McLeod, onto the foot. Go, got to go, Donovan. And there we have it, the 2020 Premier League Women's Premiership champions, OHA. What a spine-tingling finish that was, Scotty.
DiamondBacks pushed, didn't quite come to them, and OHA have held on. And credit to them, they didn't take a backward step. They went 1-0 up and they kept pushing. But we've seen a fantastic match, fantastic bit of play, a lot of skill, and plenty of chances in both circles. Deserved winner though, OHA. I think they made the most of their opportunities. But DiamondBacks, all credit to them. They really put in a fantastic performance.
Yeah, I think DiamondBacks can walk away third place to get to the grand final. They seem to dominate the bookends, the first 5-10 minutes of the game, and the final, there was a grandstand finish that they set up at the end. But full credit to OHA. On paper you thought they were the measuring stick this season, strength on all lines. They took control in the middle parts of the game. Certainly they talk about the third quarter being the premiership quarter, and players of the ilk of McLeod, McCambridge and Madison Brooks took control, stamped their authority on the game, were able to put the ball in the back of the net, and there's nothing like scoreboard pressure in a final, Scotty.
Well, we've been treated. Congratulations to OHA on becoming the Wing Toshiba Premier League 2020 champions. I'm going to let you do the final wrap-up, Adam. I'm going to head on down to the ceremony. But for viewers at home, stick around, watch the ceremony, and at 4 o'clock we'll be back with the men's grand final.
Thanks, Scotty. Thanks for all your help, and we'll see you back for the 4 o'clock men's game between Northwest Graduates and Underdogs University. But jubilant scenes there for the OHA girls. It's been a tremendously long season with COVID-19. Almost 12 months of preparation and hard work has gone into this. Of course, they've had to overcome some adversity with the loss of former teammate Liv Sproul just over 12 months ago. So a really emotional victory for OHA Hockey Club, and in particular the Premier League women's program. But, you know, deserved winners on the day. They were able to take their chance, played some exceptional hockey at times. Julia Gunn and Hannah Richards almost came close to getting a second goal for them, and you know, great reward for a lot of effort and a lot of hard work behind the scenes, I'm sure. You can just see them huddling up now with coach Sam McCambridge, playing coach or co-coach Sarah McCambridge, and Larry Mills there as the support. Fantastically strong culture and club, the OHA girls, and they'll look back at the replay of this match fondly, I'm sure. So thank you everyone for joining us. It's OHA 1-0 have defeated DiamondBacks in the 2020 Women's Premier League Grand Final. Their third Grand Final appearance in a row is finally they've come home and brought home the bacon in the big dance, and we'll just leave the camera and the scenes rolling for the trophy presentation. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and we hope you'll join us at 4 o'clock for the men's game between Northwest Graduates and University.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to Tasmania Hockey Centre. What a great game of hockey we've just seen by both these teams. So I think congratulations to both of these teams for doing such a great show. The hockey today have a list of score music and talents, and thank you for coming along. We appreciate your support. Let's start with the
Thank you, Damien. Well, OHA, congratulations. Well done, Gene. Tremendous effort from your team. Very, very good to see. DiamondBacks, one of the best finals that we've seen for a long time in women's hockey. I'm extremely proud of the way you played. Well done. And for the umpires, a very, very well officiated game. Ben, I'm very happy to see you umpiring, but I'd much prefer to see another female umpiring that game. Minister, thank you very much for coming here. For those of you who haven't seen Jane Howard at the hockey before, Jane is the Minister for Sport. She follows a long line of very great friends in hockey, and Jane is a definite supporter. She will not be terribly happy with the result. At junior hockey time, she was extremely delighted. We had a couple of celebratory drinks when her daughter won the under-13 event for the DiamondBacks. So she won't be terribly happy with this result, but to you, Minister, thank you very much for coming and very much for your support. Thank you also to the entire hockey community, which is made up of so many great volunteers. And from my part, one of the great volunteer groups is that of my board. I want to thank the Board of Hockey Tasmania for the work that they have done so tirelessly throughout this pandemic. I'd also like to thank the staff so ably led by Damien and the Southern Competitions Committee from Tim Stevens. Timbo, who've done a remarkable job bringing together so many disparate ideas to get an event like the one we've had this year on the park having been so successful. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ed. We're also fortunate enough to have you, Tony Holden, to Tony. Thanks very much over the last couple of years for your support of the regularly. Really appreciate that. It's certainly helped us develop the brand we currently have. Really appreciate your support. Thank you. Okay, I think we're thank that right. We'll just thank them formally. So, just like to Chloe, Abel, Dixon, for umpiring today's trade over. I'm going to get Tim Stevens now to present the Blessed Special Part of the Grand Final 2020 Team Athletics. Okay, well, someone from the captain club outside to say a few words.
On behalf of the DiamondBacks, firstly, we'd like to thank our supporters. We really appreciate your encouragement today and also the numbers that we've got. So thank you. Obviously to Razor, Bianca, Lou and Cara, who are our sort of managerial coaching staff throughout the season, we thank you very much for your support and dedication to us as a team. OHA well done today, stand out throughout the whole season, so congratulations on the win. To Chloe and Vinny, thank you very much for officiating today. Most importantly to our girls, we had our critics, we had a lot of sort of, I guess, positivity, but also some negativity coming from outside the ranks. But we definitely stepped up and showed people. So well done, unfortunate today, but no doubt we've got a lot of potential coming through. So 2021 next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. I'm going to ask you to have a lot of
Thank you, DiamondBacks. You guys are an amazing team. We probably felt the most nervous playing with you, so thanks for a great game. We really had some fun there. And I'm sure I've forgotten some people, but thanks to the girls for watching the season. Yeah, you guys played an amazing game today, and I'm just really proud of you. We played the sixth round there, so I'm just really glad we could get them for her. number 40, Taylor Brooks. Sarah McCambry. Number 30, Julia Gunn. Number 18, Sophie McLeod. Edie Doughton, our goalie. Number 6, Ella Beresford. Number 17, Ellie McDonald. Number 38, Madison Brooks. Number 49, Sarah Wilson Happenden. Number 53, Tori. Number 5, Belle Krumik. Our youngest player on the field today, and maybe the tallest. Number 10, Hannah. Number 19, Nellie Painter. Number 28, field and goalkeeper, Elisa Marlian. Unnumbered, Sam McCambry. Larry Field. And Richard Gunn.
Thank you, Lisa. So I'll ask Henry Hawkins now to step up as a sponsor of the Women's Hockey to present OHA, the Premiership Trophy 2020.
Brad.
Oh, are we smiling or not? Medals. What are we doing? Medals. So what time is it in front of you? So you get a
I'm Gene Flanagan. Congratulations on the win and also on being named player of the grand final. How does that feel?
Feels really nice. Actually wasn't expecting it, but it's a good feeling. Yeah, very happy.
And the girls put in a pretty tough game, but a pretty good performance in the end to get the win. Nellie Painter, Madison Brooks.
Yeah.
Is it pleasing to see some of these girls step up on a big day?
Oh, they step up every game and I'm so proud of them. They're all incredibly talented. We have so many junior players and they're absolutely insane. So yeah, it was amazing to see them playing so well.
Hold up the cup. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Take a trip to Doe and even play for
numbers Canterbury, they always fail. Nothing that compares us, I'm glad to say. And we won the cup on grand final day because we're OHA. And we won the cup today. We are OHA. We are OHA. We are OHA. And we won the cup on grand final day. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.